Hey guys, long time no see. First and foremost, a huge apology. As I said in a previous statement, my internet carrier had their fiber optic lines essentially break. They had to get an emergency permit to bore down the road so they can get to the fiber optic cables and fix the situation. As such, I along with many others in the area have been left with absolute no access to the internet. That means that I could not make and release a video yesterday. I am releasing this video this late because I found a way to get through. My internet provider told me that I could be without internet for one more day, but that will not be an impediment for us, for I, much like Citadel and friends, have found a glitch in the matrix to exploit and carry about my intentions. So many things that we must cover, yet today's video is only going to be about one single topic, and that is NFTs. It seems that either ignorance or willful bad intent is being made on behalf of politicians that could affect one of the most important catalysts that could settle the squeeze. Today we are going to discuss what is happening, why it matters, and most importantly why in a way, nothing had changed. The plan is still the same as it has been, for NFTs are not the only thing that could set us off to the moon. Cautionary disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor and everything discussed on this video are a result of evidence and opinions I find across the web that are of ultimate value to our cause. Drop a like on this video if you find it useful, and without any further delay, let's get right into it. This information comes from a link I was sent on Twitter, directing me to a Twitter post made by Jake Chervinsky. Much of what we are going to talk is credited to him for explaining and sharing a clear full explanation of what some senators decided to do. The United States was well on its way to pass an amendment to fix some of the most grievous issues with its infrastructure bill. The government was seeking to expand the definition on the tax code for broker to include, and I quote, any person who for consideration is responsible for regularly providing any service effectuating transfers of digital assets on behalf of another person. Now, the reason why this is bad is because this definition expands and includes almost everyone who uses crypto. No, I am not talking about institutions only, I am talking about any regular Joe that has a crypto wallet. It forces them to surveil and comply with tax reporting obligations. In smooth brain words for those newer apes, what this does is it starts treating everyone that is involved in crypto as a financial institution, while forcing them to have to start reporting data to the IRS that they don't have and cannot get due to the encryptic nature of crypto. These additions were made by politicians who are seeking to slowly start making legislation and control cryptocurrencies because they are too incompetent to simply add value to the dollar by adapting policies to make it a more attractive offer to markets and traders across the globe. Now, the good news were that some senators with what I would guess would be a slightly higher IQ than the average cognitive incompetent requirement that is best fitting for all politicians saw that the bill had some serious issues, and many went to social media to express that they indeed understood some of the parts of the bill had fundamental flaws that would be impossible to enforce in some aspects. As such, some of these big brain individuals got together to amend and fix some of the issues on the bill. The amendment made it known that non-custodial actors like miners and developers aren't covered by the broker rule. That is totally fine, and it would have essentially been the end of it. Everything was set for a vote and was likely to pass according to some experts. It had strong support from different political parties. Then, out of nowhere, Senator Portman decided to come in last minute and propose his own version of the amendment, which was also co-sponsored by Senator Warner. Their new version of the amendment protects only some miners and some projects. It doesn't account for software developers or the ton of other non-custodial actors who wouldn't be able to comply with the law. This is not an accident, people. This move was extremely planned and deliberate, especially with the timing in which it came out. There is good reason to believe that this came as an extension of the Treasury Department's embrace of warrantless surveillance and their relentless attempts to try to have more control over crypto. It angers me without relief how much governments will try to get their greedy hands on crypto, an asset that they many times fail to even understand, because people simply are looking for alternatives for the crappy currencies that seem to be so easily manipulated and where banks and big institutions have an almost godlike power to do whatever they want with little to no consequences since they always make sure to pay everyone out. Go look at 2008 and see how many people went to jail over the blatant disregard for laws. Unfortunately, there is a big possibility that the new amendment by these two absolute clowns could pass. It is not an end all for anything. There will be other points where the bill could be amended and fixed since this is just the beginning of the process of passing this. However, the bad intent is there. As you might imagine, the whole entire community of crypto was up in flames today, with thousands rallying to call their senators and give them their two thoughts. Now let's bring it back to the squeeze of GME and AMC. We know that GameStop is currently hiring and building a team of talented people to make an NFT. These changes would greatly impact the possibility of having a GME NFT cause the squeeze. I am going to make a video about NFTs and how GameStop is planning on using it as a way to launch Lambos into space this Sunday, so stay tuned for that. I wanted to make today's video easy to digest and about what happened. Because of the government's stance on crypto, I have always thought other catalysts such as a market crash led by inflation to be more likely to cause the squeeze. Regardless of what happens, keep on buying and holding. They may delay it, they may fight it, but we already won. They are fighting tooth and nail to prevent the greatest transfer of power from the rich to the masses. They are scared, they are desperate, and they will pout and cry all the way until we rock it. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Reverse repo operations reported by the Fed amounted to $952 billion, another notable increase over yesterday. These are incredibly ugly numbers and I am loving them all each and every day. Dark pool trades for AMC resulted in 66% of all the volume experienced today, while dark pool trades for GME resulted in 48% of all the volume experienced today. Now let's wrap up the video by going over the trading performance we saw today. AMC had a very well-deserved victory today, pushing back and finishing above the $30 mark that hedge funds were so desperately trying to dip us down to. The stock had a relatively strong pre-market performance, rising all the war above $34. The stock then had a massive fall upon market opening. AMC reached 31.60 after that initial attack, but it then quickly bounced up. It started forming an ascending triangle over time, with each high having and meeting a resistance point close to $33. The stock closed at 32.70, which was very bullish to me. It is becoming more and more difficult to effectively dip the stock of AMC due to the amount of people switching brokers that allowed them to route their shares to lit markets. It's only a matter of time. Kenny, TikTok. GameStop was also victorious in ending the day above 150. The stock also had a relatively strong pre-market performance, almost reaching 157 pre-market. GME was met with a sudden attack upon market opening that kept it going down until 11 a.m. The stock then consolidated for a bit before bouncing up close to 155. Then, GME was met with another series of attacks that brought it back down to where it was. The stock consolidated again and started building upwards again over time, eventually closing at 151.77, which beat hedge funds. This was another great performance by the one and only GameStop, who remains the most defiant stock of all. Shout out to all that bought some of the stock, either from GME or AMC this week. And with that, I want to thank you all for making it to the end of the video. I really appreciate you all being here. Listen, this video was made on a computer without none of the essential assets I typically have, and it was made on a rush. I humbly apologize for the lack of detail that you guys have grown accustomed to. Tomorrow the internet will be up 100%. I will release a video tomorrow explaining NFTs since I did not post yesterday as a way to make it up to you guys. Thank you all so much for the love and support you have shown this channel. I hope you guys have an absolute great weekend. Remember to have fun and go watch a movie or get you a new video game. Come back fully recharged on Monday to hold the line with the rest of your brethren. Big shout out to all my Patreon supporters and one-time donators. You guys are the absolute heroes of this channel, and I will never have enough words to thank you all. With all that said, thank you and see you tomorrow for a brief little video. To the moon.